Now I'm not gonna lie, the Metroid franchise has scared me a lot, and I mean a lot over the years. You have no idea how many times I've been shooketh, scared, or overall frightened from the Metroid franchise. And in a weird way, that's why I kinda like the Metroid franchise. Comparing it to Pokemon, Kirby, Pikmin, Animal Crossing, Mario, the Metroid series is scarier. And I thought, since heck, the spirit of Halloween, why not make a video talking about 5 of the times I've been afraid of the Metroid franchise? You know, just a cool little video for the holidays. Now I'm not gonna lie, some of the things that I was afraid of is pretty stupid, but you know, what can I say, I'm a little freaking baby, and I'm pretty sure there's some things out there that you've been afraid of the Metroid franchise. So if you have any opinion, like you want to tell me, oh I relate to this, or oh you're such a baby, or maybe you have your own events you've been afraid of, feel free to tell me in the comments section, or any other opinions whatsoever. That being said, let's cue up this spooky scary list and dig up some old school traumas that I thought I'd forgotten a long time ago. Cue up that intro. Now with Metroid Fusion being the first game I've ever played, I got a weird skewed perspective over what the Metroids were. I always thought they were a force of good. The Metroids were meant to destroy X-Parasites, the main bad force of Metroid Fusion. The baby Metroids killed one of the SAX, one of the things that were hunting me down personally. The Metroid DNA saved Samus's life. Samus has a memory about how the baby Metroid saved her life, referencing Super Metroid. It sounded like the Metroids were a force of good. And then when I got around to playing Zero Mission and seeing the cutscene of the Metroids attacking the Zebesians, the space pirates, the main bad force, I assumed, okay, the Metroids must be good, right? I had my guard so low when I first entered Mother Brain's base, Torian. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but first entering that base and out of nowhere, seeing that green silhouette come out of nowhere and latch onto Samus, ooh, I was extremely scared. So essentially, the first time I've ever encountered a Metroid in game that isn't a boss. Now the main thing I was afraid of was that they swarm you. These Metroids are huge, they look bigger than Samus, and they latch onto you, draining your energy extremely fast. And as second nature, I tried juggling the D-pad back and forth as fast as I can, you know, trying to break free, but that didn't work, and I got a game over on the first Metroid I saw. What was I supposed to do? First time seeing a Metroid, it latched onto me, I didn't know how to break free, and I got a game over. The second time I tried to go into Torian, I tried running through as fast as I can, not even trying to shoot or bomb the Metroid, just trying to run away because I did not want to deal with those dangerous creatures, get caught in the second screen, and get another game over. All I did was just turn off the game for a week, put it down, and just thought about how afraid I was really. It wasn't until like later on a bus ride, the friend I borrowed Zero Mission from told me you gotta go morph ball, bomb them, and then shoot them with ice and missiles. It's a whole situation, but the first time I encountered Metroids, it was really scary. Now people are going to call me a real baby for this one, but it happened. We all know how Metroid Prime 1 is extremely immersive, right? First person view, amazing visor system. If you're playing the Prime Trilogy, 101 motion controls with the arm cannon. It's a really immersive game. And there's a lot of things to scare you. Chozo Ghost, the sudden sound of a space pirate attack, those invisible space pirates, those robots. But the thing that scared me the most was seeing Samus's eyes against the glittering visor. I know, it's really stupid, and I feel really silly saying it, but I didn't expect to see like eyes on the visor. Sure, the visor system was really immersive. You can see steam, you can see water, it gets all static and hazy when you're near electrical enemies, but I for one didn't expect to see eyes when the screen flashes slightly. It really shook me because I thought, oh shoot, what the heck is that? I thought it was like some sort of like hidden enemy in the distance, and I got really spooked that I jumped in my seat the first time seeing the eye. After like the second flash and I noticed, oh okay, it's just Samus's eye. Oh boy, the first time seeing those eyes, it scared me. I guess it's just that I didn't expect it. That's the thing though. That's my own defense. I didn't expect the eyes, so when I did see the eyes, it was just uncanny. I remember when I made my video talking about my 5 favorite suits in the Metroid franchise, I got a comment telling me somewhere around the lines of, it kinda sounds like you were afraid of the PED suit, and I'm not gonna lie, I really was afraid of the PED suit, and that's mostly because, like before, I had my guard down, and I did not expect the game over screen. So yeah, Metroid Prime 3, the game where you can finally use Phazon as a weapon to destroy all of the Phazon based creatures. Use fire against fire. I was really excited when I first heard you can actually use Phazon as a weapon in Metroid Prime 3, correct? corruption. So when I finally got to the point where Samus gets infected by Phazon and she finally has access to the PED suit, I thought, yeah, finally, PED! We can finally shoot things with Phazon now. I love the visor. Oh, it's so gray with a lot of blue highlights and color. I love it so much. With all that, I was just extremely excited that I would use the PED suit on every single occasion I could. I would use any excuse to go PED mode. One creature would show up, I would just go PED and just shoot the thing because it was really fun. And I did that for a while until I accidentally let the PED gauge get overfilled. Well, I wouldn't say accidentally. Obviously there's like warning systems right there telling you Phazon overload and all that, and I thought to myself, Phazon overload, what does this mean? I can't go out of Phazon mode? Hyper mode? Does that even matter? I'll stay in this mode as long as I want. A few moments later, after being so high and mighty, boom! Oh, the echoing scream and just the visuals of Samus getting fully corrupted into Dark Samus. Oh, that kind of left a dark pit in my stomach because I thought, oh, I was so overpowered, but seeing how my arrogance just, boom, killed me immediately, it did leave a dark pit in my stomach and I was pretty shook. And because of that first game over, I've rarely used the PED suit because I was always paranoid for the first playthrough. I was thinking, oh no, why did I die? Was it because I was overusing it? So I would like rarely use the PED suit. Now during like, my second, third playthrough, so on and so forth, I'm aware that, if you go hyper mode and you get overloaded, you just gotta deplete all the Phazon. But the first time, I didn't know that. I just thought I got a game over because I was overusing it. And to this day, I still rarely use PED mode because I'm always slightly paranoid. Yeah, I know how to get rid of hyper mode if it's forced upon me, but ooh, those memories, it's scary. Now I love Metroid Fusion because essentially it's just a horror game on the Game Boy Advance, and there's a lot of things that scared me during Metroid Fusion. Heck, there might be 2 entries on this list, but one of the scariest things for me was one of the most unfair jump scares ever. With the whole idea of multiple SAX looming around, X-parasites constantly everywhere, and every creature wanting to kill you, you don't really feel safe in the biological space laboratories. And something's gonna go wrong. So when you go through Sector 5, the Arc Sector, just exploring around, everything seems nice and natural for, a next infected location. Creatures are trying to kill you, but you're just exploring to find some upgrades to hopefully get stronger. As you're leaving to the Arc Sector, without any warning,
emergency in Sector 3.
Everything starts flashing red and white. You hear a loud blaring with the infamous emergency in Sector 3. I dropped my freaking Game Boy Advance on the floor because I was so freaking shocked. How was I supposed to know there's gonna be a freaking jump scare right there? It wasn't even something intentional, or probably it was intentional based on how sudden it was, but with Metroid Fusion you would assume something like SAX, some sort of crazy creature like Nightmare, or maybe something like, I don't know, an explosion would be scaring you. No, it's just a security warning telling you that there's gonna be a core reactor in Sector 3. And this is the only time a siren's ever scared me in the Metroid franchise. There's always been a lot of sirens and blarings in the Metroid series because almost every game has a runaway sequence because something's gonna blow up. But really, right when I finished exploring the Arc Sector, thinking everything was alright, I was so close to the freaking recharge station, navigation room, and save station, and before I even enter the room, boom, blaring. You know what, when I really think about it, it was intentional. That freaking made me drop my Game Boy. Now it has a crack on it. Some may say having 2 entries from the same game might be unfair, but I love Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Fusion does have a lot of scares in it. But we can all agree, the scariest thing of Metroid in general has gotta be SAX. Now the whole concept of having an evil doppelganger with your same power set, but only much more ruthless with less human emotion is a very scary thought, and it's efficient enough to have 2 versions of this in the Metroid series, but something about SAX alone is really scary. For the first few encounters of SAX, for me, it was really heart-stopping. You're just alone right there, just hearing no music in the background but ambient music, and you just hear those cold footsteps walk around looking for you. You know that this creature can easily destroy you because with the fusion suit you have literally no defense and no way of killing SAX. But those are just the first few encounters, because as time goes on you're put in situations where you're not really safe and you're forced to run away as fast as you can from SAX. And during those events, like the fight after Yakuza, you encounter the SAX max right there out of nowhere. No way of defending or hiding yourself. You just gotta run away as fast as possible. And with SAX literally 1, 2, maybe 3 shotting you, it is a very stressful time. And I always dreaded hearing that infamous ambient music every time I entered a room. And with the first time playing Metroid Fusion, I literally had no idea when, where, or how this would happen. First time playing through Metroid Fusion, I was freaking paranoid that every other room I was entering was gonna have SAX after the third encounter. It's just that's how effective SAX was. And with the news, obviously, of Adam telling you there could be possibly more SAXs, that did nothing to calm my nerves, because with that knowledge in mind, it just made me even more paranoid, and I dreaded every time I entered a room, and I freaking ran out the second I heard that ambient music around the second encounter. But you know, there's like to a certain point where you can't really just leave the room, because you're gonna be chased out of the way. You gotta go through that corridor one way or another. The game's gonna force you, and you're gonna sit there and like it and cry after the third game over, because the SAX keeps on freezing you and hitting you with the super missiles. But you know, it kind of loses its edge after the third playthrough when you realize it's all scripted, and you know, every other room isn't going to be filled with SAXs. But that was the magic of the first and second playthrough, and that's why I really love this. And that's why the SAX I consider is the scariest moment in the Metroid franchise. It was just pure tension and horror, and that's why I love it. But heck, what do you guys think? What were your thoughts about this list? Were they hashtag relatable? Or maybe I'm just being a whiny baby who just can't handle a minor jump scare? I'd like to hear your guys' opinions, and believe me, there are a lot of events I could have put on this list. Everything from Dark Samus to the Ing to Ridley screeching. There's a lot of things I could have put on this list, because a lot of things do scare me, and some of them still do to this day. So I'd like to hear your guys' opinions. If you have your own events you've been afraid of or anything else, feel free to tell me in the comment section, and feel free to give me feedback, because your guys' feedback really does help improve this channel. Everything from telling me if my video intros are too long to whether my voice is dumb. I mean, the voice dumb thing I can't really help because that's just my voice, but I can always try to improve in the long run. So with that being said, I'm the Metroid Trainer. I hope you like, favorite, and subscribe, and watch future videos, because I'll be seeing you next time.